Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Nerchio and PengWin on Dusk Towers. Yes, this is our weekly ZVZ, and as you know, Falcon Paladin's ZVZs are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is our one ZVZ for the week, in conjunction with our one PvP and one TVT, just to keep you updated on the mirror match meta in LOTV. Alright, Nerchio throwing some smack talk here. How much did you lose this time to Bly on Fire? PengWin, haha, 70, he says. He won 7 coin flips in a row. I don't know if those are literal coin flips, but, and he always does, said Nerchio. I said, F this and stop, says PengWin. Anyway, let's introduce the players. In the bottom of the map, we have the green Zerg player representing my insanity. It is PengWin. That's why he's so good at ZVZ. And at the top side of the map, we have Nerchio, our red Zerg player. Alright, Nerchio versus PengWin, two of the better foreigner Zerg players on planet Earth right now. Just really, really fun to watch. And again, PengWin and Nerchio have both had some really nice Zerg moments on my channel. Nerchio throwing down the hatch first at the lower expansion, and PengWin throwing his at the safer back expansion. We'll have to see if that plays in at all here, if they just go for third hatches here and here and kind of negate the whole purpose of that. But I did have somebody in the comments tell me a few days ago that the reason for the hatch first on the low ground here is because it allows for creep spread on this map a little bit faster. You get it out down your ramp instead of back here, where you're going to have to start your creep spread up here, or wait until you get a third over here, which can be later. So it makes sense to me. Getting that creep spread out is very, very useful in all matchups for Zerg. Not as much actually in ZVZ, just because you're giving your opponent an extra speed boost to get to your base. But yeah, Nerchio, a late GLGL, probably an all-in. Saying PengWin waited for that GLGL. PengWin throws out the 6-pool confirmed. You can't even 6-pool anymore. I think that's the joke. Anyway, spawning pool is coming up, but again, it's a normal timing here. That was a hatch first from both of our players. Spawning pool is finishing at approximately the same time. Hatcher is finishing at approximately the same time. Both players getting those overlords out to avoid getting supply blocked, and that is how you roll with the ZVZ. Queens are so important. PengWin going right in for the Baneling nest. Meanwhile, Nerchio going for speed instead. I suppose these will be defensive Banelings. It's hard to be aggressive with Banelings when your Lings don't have speed. So I think PengWin's going to play defensively here with these Banelings, try to tech up to something, and try to hold off Nerchio's attacks. Nerchio is pretty darn good with a Ling Baneling all-in. I don't want to say an all-in because he is on 2 bases here, but still, if you cut drones enough and then attack, it can be considered an all-in. 2 Lings running across for both players. They might meet in the middle and kiss, though. Let's see. Ling's heading that way. Ling's heading this way. No, they're just going to pass in the night. No, and moving to intercept here is Nerchio. And dodging. Wow, look at that juke by PengWin. Oh, don't get surrounded, though. Run, Lings. Oh, another good juke. Those guys play football, man. They are running backs. They're looking strong. Queen trying to kill the weakened one. Can they get it? Yes. Oh, the Lings get dead. No scouting information for you, PengWin. And heads on home. Here comes some slow Lings. Are there any Banelings yet? Yes. 2 Banelings morphing for PengWin. They are going to play defensively here right at the top of the ramp. Oh my gosh, they're going to catch these Lings. Oh! Oh! Baneling hits for days. Nerchio losing 6 Lings there. 6 Lings for 2 Banelings from PengWin. Fair trade indeed. That's why you send 1 Ling up at a time when going up a ramp to a fellow Zerg, because you don't know what's at the top of that ramp. It is scary, it is dark, and you don't want to go there if you can't see what it is. Alright, so I think PengWin won round number 1. He has more workers, 31 to 24, as he cut some of his Zerglings and just made Banelings instead. He didn't get that scout off like he wanted to, but look at this, 14 Lings in production for Nerchio. He is mad. Here comes a roach Ling major attack. Can PengWin hold this off? He's getting Spinecrawler, 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 2 Queens, some Lings, getting more Banelings, more Lings of his own on the way, because guess what? He has an Overlord checking this whole thing out. He's watching that minimap. He knows what's coming his way. It's so hard to hide your attacks from a Zerg player as a Zerg player, just because, again, the Overlords are hard to kill unless you get Ravagers out or Hydras, and by that point, it's kind of already too late. Getting that creep spread, that's nice. That's a nice creep tumor. So the Queens waiting for the Spines to finish. Can they finish just in time here? Speedling versus Speedling. The Roaches are here. They're trying to snipe down one of the Queens. Immediately Spines stabbing what they can, going after Lings. Banelings hitting their 2-3 Spines on top of these Roaches. Not a good place to be. The Lings running in here too. Not able to transfuse that Spine Crawler. Another Spine. That one does get transfused. Some Desperation Lings popping out here for PengWin. And actually morphing some of these Roaches into Ravagers. A full surround, though, on these Roaches trying to actually get rid of the eggs. No, the Ravager does manage to pop out, getting surrounded by penguins, lings, and yes, they do die. Some more banelings morphing on in, and actually, somehow, someway, Penguin holds. What a hold by Penguin. Holy shamoly. Ling's trying to come in here again, getting chased by speedlings of their own. And actually, no, not getting chased. Going to lose maybe a couple drones here that they really didn't need to. Scouting the Spire, too. Nice scout by Nerchio. But Ling versus Ling action. It looks like there are way too many Lings here for Penguin. Nerchio's Lings do get completely cleaned up. All of them Zerglings are supposed to say goodbye, and reinforcement Lings for Nerchio decide to head home. So third hatchery on the way for Nerchio. No such thing here quite for Penguin. He's working on it. We can see it here, but the drone creating that is not quite there yet, and there it is. So third hatch a little bit behind for Penguin, but I think he's going to be okay. He's going for those Mutas. Muta's pretty darn good in ZVZ. And a Ling attack here from Penguin. Is there anything to defend against this? There are some Lings and a Queen. This actually looks a little intimidating. Trying to bypass stuff? No, backing on out. Seeing there are too many Speedlings, too many Queens. Deciding instead to not lose the Lings for nothing. Decide to go home. Queen's there for base defense. And creep spread not actually injecting on this hatch. That might cause some problems for Nerchio in the long run here. Because look at this. My Insanity's Penguin is keeping the injects up on his hatcheries. Has that lair, obviously, and 8 Mutas on the way. Any Spore Crawlers at all? Bringing the Overlords home. Yeah, I think Nerchio knows what's coming. He saw that Spire. He's making sure the Overlords are not going to be out in the middle of nowhere to get sniped down by those Mutas, but not making any Spore Crawlers at all. What's he doing instead here? Getting an Evolution Chamber. Getting a lair of his own. Free Overlord. Killing Overlord's always nice to slow down that supply. And that macro ability of your opponent doesn't actually supply block Nerchio, but that's okay. Continuing to kill with the Mutas is Penguin's plan, but okay, now there are Spore Crawlers coming up. I guess Nerchio was just waiting until the very, very, very last second to make those spores, and he did do it. So Mutas are hunting for Overlords. There's one here. There's one here. He's trying to catch this one before it can make it back to the safety of these Queens. Can he get there? Trying to run so fast, and no, the Queen a little bit overextended too. Will it die to the Mutas? Yes, it does, killing the Queen and getting rid of this Overlord too. Good Muta control here from Penguin. Boop. What is that? Spore Crawler probably going to die as well. Yep, killing the Spore Crawler, not getting a cancel off. Lings are running on home. Mutas trying to kill some more Queens, just kind of dancing around, bouncing around. Not trying to commit to any one place. Lings for Nerchio running on down here, but there's a Spine Crawler. There are Lings. There are Banelings. Ready for a Baneling hit? I'm ready for a Baneling hit. Nope. Nope, just kidding. Not going to happen. The Lings do retreat. Before that happens, Roach getting killed from the air from these Mutas, and Penguin has definite air superiority here. Doing a great job of that. Might as well take another base, I'd have to say. What is Nerchio doing to combat this? He's getting an Infestation Pit. He's getting +1 missile attack. He's injecting... He's getting as much gas as he can. He already has drones ready to go on these extractors. APM for these players, over 300 for Penguin. Nerchio, over 200 right now for the game. Just playing super fast. Muta count right now for Penguin. Oops, that's not the right thing. Is up to 12. 12 Mutas, a good number. I don't think he's overcommitting to Mutas, although we've seen some really big Mutaflogs work in CVZ. Ling getting killed. Nowhere to go. Ouch. Flyer attack, level 1 just finished, looking very nice. They might be able to kill these Queens and this Spore. I think he's going for it. Penguin, trying to get the Hydralisk in there. Just a lot of Queens here with some Transfuse available, making them that much more effective. Overseer here, clearing out Creep Tumors. I like that play indeed. Getting a little bit close to the Spore, taking some shots. They do 30 damage versus Biological. They're pretty much made to kill Mutas. Is the idea for the Spore, especially in CVZ. Just because Mass Muta was so darn good in Heart of the Swarm for a while, they decided to buff the Spore Crawler a little bit. They're not as buff as they used to be, but still, they hit pretty hard. You really don't want to engage Spore Crawlers unless you have a lot of Mutalisks. Nerchio going for Lurkers as well as Penguin here. Getting +1/+1 as well for his melee units. Here is a Penguin and trying to kill an Extractor, slowing down gas income for your Zerg opponent. Very nice as well, killing 2 drones. Stab, stab, stab. Stabbity, stab, stab, says the Queen. And Penguin heading on home. Actually taking a 4th first. Was Nerchio? No, looks like Penguins was first. Overlord scouting this on out. And a Ling Muta combination. Do they want to get caught? No. Fungal Bile is a real concern here. Forcing a cancel on that 4th, though. Nicely done, Mutas. This is what you do when you're active with your Mutas. You kill bases. You kill Overlords. You take complete map control. It allows you to do much of whatever you want if you're PengWin. However, this Infestor Hydra Ravager army looking pretty good versus those Mutas trying to replant that 4th base. Is Nerchio? No big deal. Nerchio now with 8 Hydras on the way. Lurker Den just about to finish. +2 missile attack on the way as well. And PengWin just going for that +2 flyer. Again, that +1/+1 for his Zerglings and Ultras, if he's going to make those eventually. And an Infestation Pit of his own. So he's a little bit behind in tech. But the Mutas have been so good. They might be able to wreak havoc here on this main base. Centrifugal Hooks, Ground Carapace, level 1, melee attacks, level 1, finishing up for PengWin. And if they go in, the army's out here. They're defending this base, but there are so many juicy workers to kill if you're PengWin. Nerchio, be so careful. PengWin, go for it, man. Be aggressive. Live, seize the day. Carpe diem. Oh my goodness, the great wall of Lurkers here for PengWin, though. Meanwhile, the Mutas do manage to get in there, trying to kill extractors, and they do. As well as 2 drones in the process, but again, there's a Spore Crawler and a Queen here. I think you could do more than this, PengWin. Alright, so it is Lurker, Infestor, Queen, Baneling. Nope, no Banelings. Just kidding. Nerchio doesn't have Banelings. Those are actually Ravagers getting morphed in for Nerchio. Are there any such thing? No, it's going to be Baneling, a Lurker, Muta with some Lings. Here for PengWin, he is checking to make sure there's not a 5th base coming up over here on this side of the map, and thank goodness for him there is not. Overlords with Pneumatized Carapace heading on home, and PengWin going for a Hive. So Nerchio got his Infestation Pit first, but Hive, nope, just kidding. Nerchio has the Hive tech. I am a giant liar, getting +3 missile attack there. Obviously, he has the Hive. A lot of injects going on top of this hatch. More Lurkers morphing in, yes. Huge Lurker attacks. Ling versus Ling. Ling's running through a bunch of Lings and getting absolutely melted. Wow, Lurker spines killing every single Ling there. No big deal. These guys decided to head on home saying, there are Lurkers here? What? Taking a 5th base here is PengWin, making sure Nerchio does not take a 5th base of his own. Cleaning out this Ling that's being a little pesky. Not a big deal. And the Mutas. Again, I just feel like the Mutas need to do a little bit more. A little bit more. There's a single Spore Crawler here. Kill the Spore, kill these workers. You can do it. He doesn't want to engage, though. He's so worried about the fungals that he saw on these Infestors. They have a lot of energy now. Fungal growth is 75 energy. 75 divided by 200 is more than 3. So 3 fungals possible. Are they going to catch the Lings with the fungal? Nope. No, and the Mutas decide to head on home, too. Taking a 5th base here now is Nerchio. Again, a small hit squad of Ravager, Hydra, Roach, Infestor defending it, getting 2 extractors as well. This base up for PengWin. Again, PengWin seems a little bit ahead on the economy side of things. It does not have as many workers, but he's a pretty darn big bank there. And the income tab shows Nerchio is a little bit ahead too. It's just having this base up is going to help him immensely. But again, in ZVZ, we have seen one big engagement going poorly for one of the Zerg players means loss. Doesn't matter if you're upper base. It doesn't matter if you're super cost effective for the first 20 minutes of the game. One bad engagement can definitely kill you. Ling's trying to get in here and do some stuff, but nope, just kind of threw those away. I'm sure he was trying to free up supply. Muta's bonking on in, killing a Spore Crawler, trying to kill some Lurkers too. Parasitic Bomb lands! Split those Mutas! Find the Muta that's causing you trouble! Oh no! Oh no, he didn't find it! Okay, that's a lot of weakened Mutas, but I don't think any actually died. I don't think... One Muta has been killed so far in this game, but I'm not sure if that was from the Parasitic Bomb. However, this tissue regeneration ability, mutalisks regenerate life faster than most Zerg units. They should be able to be up 200% health soon enough. Missile attacks, level 3 adrenal glands ending on here for our green Zerg player. While +3 missile for Nerchio. 13-minute mark. Both players are maxed out. That is the power of Legacy of the Void. I mean, it's been pretty back and forth. It's been a lot of losses here, but 13-minute max out. It feels like a long time when you're in the game, but not so long when you're watching, I don't think. Ling's getting massacred, actually causing a Baneling hit there on a single Ling. Not very cost-effective Banelings. For shame. +2/+2 on these guys. +3/+3 on the way. Chitinous plating. PengWin going for Ultras. Nerchio going for Ultras too. And Overseer just trying to scout some things out, but Mutas are faster than Overseers, and it does get taken on down. Changeling 2, sniped away. Another Overseer coming in for the scout here, and scouting out the Broodlords. Actually, nice scout by Nerchio, flying directly over those Broodlords. Vipers on the way too for Nerchio. Not 2 rather, but Vipers on the way for Nerchio. +3 flyer here for PengWin. And I just don't know what the answer for Broodlords is. Parasitic Bomb doesn't do enough damage to actually kill Broodlords. They have so many hit points. Why did you do this, says PengWin. Emil, please. So, yeah, 225 hit points here for the Broodlords. Deciding to head on out. There's really not any anti-air except for, I mean, I want to say Vipers, Queens, Hydras, but none of these things are exceptionally good against Broodlords. So, so many Banelings, too. A huge Baneling hit on all of those Hydras would massacre. All right, so throwing down Broodlings. They are dying fast. There goes the Abduct and killing 2 of the Broodlords very, very quickly. And 4 Broodlords. Wow, the Abducts are never ending for these Vipers, throwing the Broodlords into the vortex of death. What a play by Nerchio. Wow. He's now up 199 to 162 total supply. And just brought the Broodlords in one by one. Nerchio saying, now I'm in a team with Firecake. Ha 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 ha. All of these Spore Crawlers hitting them. The Queens, too, stabbing away with their +3 attack. Mutas trying to fly in. They have to do something now. They're trying to kill workers. They're trying to kill extractors. Slow down that gas income. No. Not quite able to do it. The Infestors trying to find an angle in which to attack. Fungling 3 of the Overseers, but not really worth killing with Ravagers there, so they decide to leave them alone. Yanking in, again, yanking the Broodlords into their deaths. Oh, man, the Yanks. The Yanks are real. The Abducts are good, ladies and gentlemen. That Lurker is saved. Nope. Yeah, I thought it was saved, but that actually didn't happen. Meanwhile, Muta is taking down Hatchery over here, really undefended by Nerchio. I think Nerchio is okay with this. No, the Fungal! Oh, no! Fungal Pile! Catching all of these guys. And the Parasitic Bomb as well. The Chain Fungal's keeping the Mutas in place while Parasitic Bomb does its terrible damage. The Mutas trying to survive. Actually sending the infected Mutas up here against the units. A lot of them are still alive. Very low on health, though. But still chasing everything, trying to kill the Vipers. No, Spore Crawlers. Oh, man. Spore Crawlers, Fungals, all the Mutas are completely gone. Overseers taking shots as well. 189 to 200 total supply. PengWin has a nice bank, but it's mostly Banelings right now. 12 Ultras. 12 Ultralisks on the way for PengWin. Where are those eggs? Oh, and a Nidus for Nerchio too. There they are. There are the Ultra eggs right here in the main base that has not been changed into a lair or a hive, surprisingly. That all happened down here. So 12 Ultras versus this many Lurkers. They do 39 damage versus armored with +3 missile attack. That's enough to take out a lot of Ultras. I'm not sure if PengWin can really engage here. Baneling hits on top of the Lurkers might be advantageous to them. Walking onto the creep. Here come the Baneling from the south. They're going to try to catch all these Lurkers. Splash damage on everything. Wow! A lot of Lurkers die, but I don't think that was enough. No, not enough. There are still 19 Lurkers here. Ultras on top of everything. Fungal growths on top of Ultras. You don't see that every day. Corrosive Bile is being tossed on down too. A lot of Lurkers are dying, but a lot of Ultras are very low on health too. Ultras are falling here. Ultras of Nerchio's own. Trying to come through. Ultra versus Ultra with Lurker support. Nerchio's Ultra wins. And the Lurkers fall silent. Trying to trundle up here with some Lurkers. These guys are actually locking down this particular base. Trying to lock down this base too with the burrow. With the burrow. Locking down these bases with the Lurkers. Actually killing quite a few drones here. 62 to 48. Total drones here in favor of PengWin. And can he not access that? I don't think Ultras can get back there. Oh my gosh, they're sneaking on in. Meanwhile, these guys are getting not killed by stuff. Blinding Cloud. Blinding Cloud on top of the Lurker, and it ends up falling indeed. They can't reach this Lurker. The mineral patches keep them from getting in there. Holy smokes, this is crazy. Alright, so the Lurker is able to. PengWin, haha, this Lurker, he says, sending some more Ultras on over, but seeing this army coming, a huge Ultra army with not that many upgrades, actually. So here goes. It's going to be a base race. No, it looks like PengWin going to head home to defend his base. This guy still has this base on complete lockdown, and yes, this base is going to fall. The Ultra's crashing into so many drones. The drone's not even pulling at all. Wow, a lot of Ultras on the ground for Nerchio. 13 versus 10 for PengWin, but I think PengWin's upgrades are better. Where's PengWin's army? Here it is. Up here. Okay, he's going to base race this sucker. Here we go. Ultra versus Ultra with the +8 armor on that ground carapace. How are these guys doing? +6 armor. So again, Upgrades are better. It is full-on base race, ladies and gentlemen. In today's ZVZ, a hatchery ends up falling. So many drones getting massacred. Ultra on Ultra. Transfused, trying to keep Nerchio's Ultralisks alive. Actually doing okay at it, but the queens are dying here too. Meanwhile, Ultra sent to this base. There is not much left here for PengWin, except he has about 6 Ultralisks in Nerchio's front door, killing his Ultralisk cavern. Going after the Hydralisk den here too. Is he gonna? No, Ultra's coming back from Nerchio. Ultra versus Ultra. Ultra on Ultra action here. And again, I think the superior upgrades for PengWin are gonna make the difference. Nerchio in full retreat. Lurkers trying to burrow on in. Meanwhile, Vipers running home for unknown reasons. Nerchio sending more Ultras back. And is he gonna lose the hive? I don't know. Big Ultra on Ultra battle here. Some mutalisks in the air too, trying to help, and that's it. The GG from Nerchio. Nerchio's defeated, PengWin's victorious, and Nerchio has left the game. Again, I think it came down to those upgrades. So 2 things for PengWin. He was able to throw a Lurker up here, lock down this space for a while, throw a Lurker back here, lock down this space for a while, and then his Ultras just had better upgrades. He was fully upgraded on Carapace, fully upgraded on Kaiser Blades. Nerchio only had 6 armor and I think 1 attack on those Kaiser Blades. So these Ultra on Ultralisk battles were just massive. They were really big. Nerchio would not have won a base race just because the DPS was so much higher from PengWin's Ultras. And again, the hive was going to fall too. Ultralisk Cavern was dead. Neither player had much of a bank. It was 114 to 52 total supply, and Nerchio tapped on out. What a great ZVZ, though. Holy cow. That was really fun. I know a lot of people don't like ZVZ, and it's because a lot of times, yes, it is a Ling Baneling game that lasts about a minute and a half. But man, if they get late game like this, Lurkers, Vipers, Mutas, Broodlords, Banelings, Roaches, Ravagers, Infestors, Hydralisks in there too. Just incredible compositions from both of these players. It was a great game. I hope you enjoyed listening to it and watching it, because I really enjoyed casting it. Go ahead and give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed what you saw. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the channel before, you get 2 daily Legacy of the Void casts every single day of the week, including Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and find me on Twitter and Facebook as well, both at /FalconPaladin. I do like to link to funny things and StarCraft related things, and not just to my own posts, because I know how boring that can be. But if you want to keep up on the times with StarCraft, follow me on the Twitter and the Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. Okay, so that's it from me. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching and being here, and you take care of yourself.